The old clock tower chimed 8 times. Time for school. Timmy, a mischievous ghost boy, floated out of his bed. He wore a tattered school uniform and a mischievous grin.
Another day, another adventure.
Timmy zoomed through walls, giggling at the startled pigeons in the attic. His translucent sneakers barely touched the creaky stairs as he made his way to the ghostly school. Outside, the morning mist swirled. Timmy drifted through the park past the rusty swings and the silent slide. He waved to Mrs. Periwinkle, a grumpy ghost pushing a ghostly pram.
Morning, Timmy!
She croaked, her voice like dry leaves rustling. Timmy giggled and floated on. He reached the old abandoned schoolhouse at the edge of town. The building loomed dark and silent except for the faint giggling of his ghost classmates. School was about to begin, and for Timmy, that meant more chances for fun and games. After all, what's a ghost boy to do but stir up a little mischief? The school bell rang, a dull clang only ghosts could hear. Timmy met his best friends, Sammy and Penny, by the old oak tree in the schoolyard. Sammy, a bookish ghost with round spectacles, was trying to catch a ghostly butterfly. Penny, a giggly ghost with pigtails that stood straight up, was practicing floating upside down.
Guess what I found?
Timmy whispered, pulling out a jar of glow-in-the-dark fireflies. Sammy's eyes widened behind his glasses.
Oh, spooky!
He exclaimed. Penny giggled and flipped right side up.
Let's put them in Mr. Bones's desk,
She suggested. Mr. Bones was their grumpy old ghost teacher, who always seemed to be one ghostly groan away from falling apart. The 3 friends spent the morning playing pranks on unsuspecting ghosts. They left whoopee cushions on chairs, replaced chalk with colourful crayons, and even turned Mr. Bones' pointer into a rubber chicken. Laughter echoed through the dusty halls, a testament to the joys of being young and ghostly. One sunny afternoon, Timmy and his friends were playing hide-and-seek in the old library. Suddenly, the doors creaked open, letting in a beam of sunlight. 2 figures stood silhouetted in the doorway.
Whoa, check it out, Kev. This place is totally creepy.
It was Joe and Kev, the town's resident ghost hunters. Joe, tall and lanky with a mop of red hair, held a camera with enough lenses to rival a spider's eye. Kev, short and stout with a permanent look of awe, clutched a notebook and pen. They may have looked intimidating with their gadgets and gizmos, but Timmy knew better. Joe and Kev weren't there to harm any ghosts. They were just a couple of big kids obsessed with the paranormal. Timmy, Sammy and Penny peeked out from behind a dusty bookshelf.
Think they'll notice us?
Whispered Penny. Sammy shook his head, his glasses slightly askew.
Not unless we want them to.
He said. Timmy grinned. This was going to be fun. Joe and Kev's arrival in town brought a whole new level of excitement to Timmy and his friends' ghostly games. They followed the bumbling ghost hunters to the abandoned amusement park on the outskirts of town. The Ferris wheel stood frozen in time, its carriages creaking in the wind like ghostly laughter. The roller coaster tracks snaked through the overgrown park, a reminder of rides never to be ridden again.
We had a blast scaring Joe and Kev.
Yeah, we swung on the swings, making them creak and groan.
And we flickered the lights in the haunted house, sending Joe and Kev running for cover.
Kev swore he saw a ghostly figure on the roller coaster, but it was just Sammy enjoying the ride of his afterlife.
One night, we decided to spend the night in the haunted house, hoping to catch some paranormal activity on camera.
Timmy, Sammy and Penny huddled outside the window, giggling as they watched Joe and Kev fumble with their equipment. This was turning out to be the most fun they'd had in centuries. The pranks escalated with each passing day.
I swapped Joe's camera lens with a kaleidoscope, resulting in some very interesting ghost photos.
And I replaced Kev's notebook with a collection of knock-knock jokes, much to Joe's amusement.
I even managed to tie Joe's shoelaces together while he was filming, sending him sprawling into a pile of conveniently placed buckets.
One afternoon, Joe and Kev decided to try their luck at communicating with the ghosts using a spirit box. Timmy, Sammy and Penny hovered near the device, their ghostly voices barely audible amongst the static.
Is anyone there?
Boo!
Shouted Timmy into the spirit box, making Kev jump a mile. Despite the pranks and scares, a strange friendship blossomed between the ghost children and the ghost hunters. Joe and Kev, though often the butt of the joke, genuinely enjoyed the spooky encounters. And Timmy, Sammy and Penny found themselves looking forward to Joe and Kev's next visit, eager for more laughter and playful mayhem.